What would you say about people that say that you're glorifying the gangster life, you know, the drugs and all that? Do you feel a certain way about what people might have to say about you writing a book about a character that was considered in many ways quite menacing?
Well, it's interesting as far as Meech as a character and exploring his character, because he, you know, like every human being, I think he has some really good traits and some really bad traits, you know. And I wanted to get into the mind of somebody who, you know, by some accounts, to the street in Detroit, he was a star. He was a hero. He was viewed by many people as a hero. I didn't want to make him a hero. I didn't want to make him a villain. I wanted to make him a person. You know, and that was sort of my intent. And so that, I hoped that by taking that tack, that it was not glorifying the drug game. You know, I think that in the end, what happened to them should hopefully be a deterrent to people who, you know, thinking that that's a glamorous life. You know?
I think what I kind of liked about it is that you do paint him as a character that does all those things, but at the same time is very much a family guy, very much cared about his crew, and I think that kind of speaks on the loyalty that he generated with his people, because he really seemed to have been the kind of guy that treated his followers very well. Any closing words for the book? Anything you would like us to know about the book and where it's going? Is there talks of a movie? What can we expect next?
I'm hopeful that there's going to be a movie. There, you know, the rights to the book had sold early on for the film rights, and then had expired. You know, that happens a lot. You know, a book can have 4 different rights sold.
Are we going to get to hear the other brother's story? Do you know yet?
I'm really hopeful. Actually, Meech was willing to talk to me. Terry, and I was going through Terry's attorney at this time. It was before he was in prison. Was not so willing, but you know, now I'm hopeful that I will get to hear from Terry, and so hopefully.
That would be really interesting. I think it's, you know, it's one thing to hear this side of the story, but it would be interesting, I'm sure, for others to hear Terry's side of the story and what happened on his end and what it was like, because this is the Atlanta, it seems, more of the story. So it would be interesting to see the LA side of the story as well, because
Meech set up in Atlanta, running Atlanta, and some other cities too. And then you have Terry, who's operating this LA, you know, where all the drugs are basically coming in. And that was really the other thing that's just pretty fascinating about these guys was how they were involved with a lot of hip hop artists.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was Meech's dream. When I asked Meech, like, okay, 15 years, 20 years you had in the drug game, at the end of it being at the very top, making more money, literally $270 million is a conservative estimate of what they pulled in. They had
a year?
500 people working for them. No, this was over the course of time, but that's profit. You know? You know, what was the high point? I asked him, and he was like, oh, definitely pushing Jeezy, which you know, he likes to believe, and I think Jeezy would say the same thing, that he had some influence on Jeezy's career.
I think in the book you kind of described that moment as him saying that it felt better than the drug and everything that he had been through at that point. It seemed like Jeezy coming into the picture with BMF really sparked Meech's interest in he kind of wanted or seemed to want to really push towards the hip-hop side of the Atlanta life and kind of away from this other stuff.
Right. He wanted to legitimize. Jeezy says he wanted to.
I think he was off to a good start. He had picked a really great artist, because we all know that Jeezy is now one of the hottest artists. So,
but he wasn't. You know, Jeezy wasn't his artist. Meech helped promote Jeezy, and Meech did have a record label, but Jeezy didn't sign to that label.
Well, it was really awesome talking to you. I hope everybody goes out and gets this book. The author's name is Shalhoup. Go get it. It's available at
Borders, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, this is Hip Hop ABC. My name is Nyantia, and thank you for joining us today.
Let's go for another round. Trap it down. CTE. The affiliates. Y'all ready?
Gangsta Brazil.
Y'all niggas didn't believe us. Turn the lights down. We had a goal in mind. Set the streets on fire. Think we accomplished it.
Gangsta Brazil.
Here I stand, a grown-ass man, all by myself, a grown-ass man. A young nigga with some grown-ass plans, but don't point fingers, you don't know that man. You don't know it's hard, you don't know it's pain. You ain't looking through that scope, you don't know it's aim. Minus all the videos, stickers, and flyers. Most of these rappers are
Gangsta Brazil.
We make